Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com.
A very good Tuesday evening to you. Thanks for joining us in the ISC Sports Network. It is the third place game of the Phil Cox Memorial Tournament. It is Lawrence North and Kokomo here on the ISC Sports Network. Tonight's game presented in part by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Proud to keep the Cats hydrated both in the court and in the classroom. By the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Galitco and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Find out more at indianaworkers.com. By Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. And by LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. Alongside Pete Smith, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us. And frankly, these are two teams, Pete, that had hoped to be in the championship game. For Kokomo, they ran into a really good Northridge team. For LN, they ran into a pretty good South Bend Riley team as well. But the obvious story for Lawrence North, Cameron Webster, their starting point guard, a 3-year varsity contributor. He is out due to illness, and It's a good LN team, but it's not a very deep team, and that really hamstrung them against Riley earlier today.
Absolutely, Greg. He's the most experienced lead guard and point guard they have. He's having a dynamite year. I mean, they're up to number 3 in the state poll, but without him today, you and I both got to watch a little bit of it. It just wasn't the same offense flow.
Brennan Miller, who is on the center of your screen, is the guy their offense will rotate around in the win yesterday for Lawrence North. He had 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. And frankly, as best they can, Pete, they will try to play through him in the half court.
They will. He had 11 in the afternoon game today, but he's missing his buddy. I mean, he just missed the opportunity to get good passes from him.
On the flip side, the Kokomo Wildcats are 6-2. Their only previous loss until this morning had also been on the ISC Sports Network against the Carmel Greyhounds. What do you make of Drew Schautz's team in his first year on the Kokomo sidelines?
Oh, they're making progress. You and I had him against Carmel, as you mentioned. Corbin Hamill was great today. He had 28 points. DJ Nash had 16 in their loss, but they ran into a really good Northridge team that's obviously is a top 10 team in the state.
Do I think Kokomo's a top 10 team? No. However, can they be very competitive in the North Central Conference? Yes. And because of geography, I think they, Lafayette, Jeff, and Harrison are all pretty similar, and all 3 of those teams could win their sectionals. The only team in their sectional is McCutcheon. This will be a very good year for the Wildcats.
I think they're off to a good start. I mean, these are 2 great losses. They've lost to 2 top 10 teams, but guard play, Corbin Hamill, he's a super all-star candidate.
Starting lineups, Lawrence North will be the visiting team here. So Brennan Miller, Duke Carnes, Britton Thomas, Shandon Gilbert, and Davis Baker, again, will be the starting 5. All of those guys play regular minutes. Darian Prather is the other guy that will play regular minutes. But again, none of those players are a true point guard, Pete.
No. And they lost that opportunity today to get any kind of offensive flow. Duke Carnes tried to take the lead guard spot in a while, but he got into foul trouble.
For Lawrence North, it is also coming in the midst of a busy week. A lot of teams that would play Monday and Tuesday would take Friday and Saturday off. That is not the case for LN. They will play at Marion on Friday night. And how about the frequent flyer miles? Then they will go to Jeffersonville to play on Saturday. So they are in need of getting well quickly because they will play again as of Friday night.
And hopefully Cameron Webster will be back for that. But, yeah, that's huge.
For the Wildcats of Kokomo, Corbin Hamill is their leading scorer, 6'3" senior, 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists a contest. Daniel Gack will get some time in today's game. Jamal Cosley as well. Jamal, a 6'6" senior, 8.5 points and 5.5 rebounds a contest. Ervon Burks, a 6' junior, a 36% three-point shooter. DJ Nash, a 6'5" sophomore, is their second leading scorer, at just shy of 15 points a game. And Austin Mose, a 6'2" sophomore, 6 points and 4 rebounds a game, rounds out the starting 5 for Drew Schautz. You want to share with the audience where Drew played his college basketball, Mr. Smith?
Bethel University. I'm very proud of that, to be a fellow alum of Drew's. But Centerville, Indiana native, he's made coaching stops at Logan Sport, Avon, and first year here at Kokomo, and this could be a home for a while for him, I believe.
And his wife is her alma mater from a high school standpoint is?
Rochester High School, the Fighting Zebras.
What's up? And that's part of the reason why Drew made the move from Avon. Again, he had a 21 season at Avon, won a sectional, but he and his wife expecting and wanted to get a little closer to home, and so now he has a chance to control the sidelines here at Memorial Gymnasium. Off and running goes Lawrence North. A miss by Gilbert, but Miller just has a nose for the basketball, puts it up and in. The soon-to-be SIU Edwardsville Cougar gives Lawrence North an early 2-point lead.
I look for him to have a big game. They're going to start out in zone. Let's see. We got to cut it up. They're going to start out in zone. I think missing Cameron Webster as a point guard defensive player, particularly on Hamill, they're going to go zone to start with.
Well, you and I both know that LN is prone to switch as much as any team play both. Part of this is third game in 2 days. Your rotation is shortened. The reasons you said as well. Catch and shoot 3, though, is good as Burks will try to shoot LN out of this. As a team heading into today, Kokomo 37% from three-point range, and they make a little over 6 a game.
That's why that zone may not work, because Burks can really shoot it. We saw him hit 5 against Carmel.
The shooter, though, for Lawrence North is Davis Baker, and when the first one goes down, look out. It was Miles a couple of years ago for the Baker family. Now it's Davis, the sophomore, knocks it home.
Davis had 7 against Noblesville at Brownsburg earlier in the season.
Miller clear for takeoff. Brennan Miller slams it home, and that'll be the easiest bucket he has the entire game. And I think LN is a lot more motivated to win this game without Webster than would be in a standard kind of third-place scenario. And they came in number 3 in the USA Today poll, number 4 in the coaches poll, number 8 in the Sagarin. Playing without senior point guard Cameron Webster out due to illness, missing both games today.
DJ Nash has to be involved here. He's just standing at the top in the zone offense. One of the better sophomores, I believe, in the state. When he's on his game, he's really good.
And great length out of his zone by Lawrence, or they will not be passive in it. They will go attack. Hamilton turns it down.
I like the patience. I do. They haven't just chucked one up because, they're used to playing transition basketball. It's a Kokomo team that averages almost 63 points a game.
And the length of LN in this zone, giving him some fits. 6'7", 6'3", 6'5", along the back line for Lawrence North. Carnes shot the gap and couldn't get there. We do have shot clocks in the building. They're only turned on when the Kokomo Bobcats play in the TBL here in the spring. Pull-up shot does not go, and the rebound controlled by Britton Thomas. Good start for Ellen, and frankly, they started well against South Bend Riley as well. Riley had a 20-0 run against him in the first half to reverse what was a 13-3 lead, and then frankly, Riley was never challenged by LN in the second half.
No, they never got back into it. That run was just amazing. As you said, 13-3, and boom. Riley just made 3 steals out front to whoever was trying to play the point for LN, and they never recovered from it. Ball knocked out of bounds by Miller.
By the way, Chris Fuller, Corbin Clark, and Jeremy Horn, our 3-man officiating crew for tonight's contest.
Proud to say Corbin Clark's a former student of mine, accounting student.
Saw you catch up with Corbin earlier because it's easier to notate who Pete doesn't talk to when he walks into a gym.
Okay, with the flat play, they're going to play man-to-man on the out of bounds, and they're going to stay in man. Yep.
Should have been an easy 2, but at least it wasn't a turnover. Carnes lines it up, and Carnes misses. So 7-3 Lawrence North, 3.5 minutes in. The pull-up by Hamill. No, good crash, and the bucket is good for Jamal Cosley.
Jamal had a tough game day. He only had 2 points and 3 rebounds. Normally averages about 9 a game.
Cosley, a 6'6 senior, also averages just shy of 3 blocks a contest. So 7-5 Lawrence North. 4:12 left to go here in the opening quarter. Miller, mid-range, no. And Miller's got an all-around game. I think he's an all-star this year. Runner by Nash is good. Back-to-back buckets by Kokomo.
I was getting ready to say DJ Nash can go coast to coast a lot of times when he gets a defensive rebound like that. If you don't stop him, you don't think he's going to probably kick it to a guard. He is a guard in essence.
And Kokomo is off until next Friday after this one. They will play longtime NCC foe Logansport on Friday. Shot by Thomas does not go. Thomas had 14 yesterday in the relatively easy win that LN had in their quarterfinal game. Hamill over Miller, no, and I would expect Miller to have a double-double in tonight's game in terms of points and boards. He can unfortunately add turnover to that as well as LN gives it away for the first time.
Now LN playing man-to-man, so they've completely shifted out of the zone. Well, yep, they have.
Darian Prather will check in next dead ball for Lawrence North. It is cold outside. It is warm in this building tonight.
Most with the ball. He was scoreless today. Just a really good glue player. Usually gets about 6 to 7 points a game.
Offensive foul. Hamill dug that shoulder in, and so right in front of Jeremy Horn. Second Kokomo turnover.
And not a good place to have a charge. Right in front of that official.
And Hamill will have a seat. So Daniel Gack will check in. Kind of a mid-season addition, part of the international program here at Kokomo. From Australia.
Only a junior. Had a nice tip in yesterday's game. Just needs to get a little bit more active. Can really get up, though.
Carnes weaving through traffic. Prather, the starting quarterback on the football team. Really seventh man in most games in the basketball squad. Drive and dish for the corner three. You'll take that look every time down. Prather using that football strength. Three is good by Chandon Gilbert. Gilbert had 8 in yesterday's win for LN. Went 3 of 5 from the floor, and LN back in front 10-7. Kokomo number 75 in the Sagarin rating coming into today. That number will go up just because of the caliber of competition they have played in both games. A pair of top 10 opponents. Catch and shoot three is good. Eravon Burks, his second made triple. Ties to 10.
Got to make him put it on the floor if you're Lawrence North.
Burks averaging 8.5 points a game, 36% three-point shooter. Miller wants the ISO on Gack. Goes right at him. Good look that would not go.
Watch him go coast to coast if he don't stop him.
And Hamill getting a seat. Nash may run the offense a little bit now.
Gack.
Not that time, and Miller crashes, and now LN's got a chance to run and has numbers. Carnes will spot up. A dribble to get set, not that time, but again, Miller continues the possession. Gets set and fires, and was kind of backing up before that one left his hand.
I got to be honest with you, I've seen these teams several times this year. Neither team is a very good defensive rebounding team, so a lot of offensive opportunities for putbacks and even tip dunks maybe.
Yeah, the numbers that LN are giving up stands out to you as Burks connects. He's got 8, his first 2-point field goal. And if we give up 64 points, it's not terrible, but knowing LN the way we do, that's not usually what they do defensively.
No. And as you mentioned, they mix up their defenses pretty well.
Carnes to the lead, yes sir.
Got one finally, I was waiting for him to hit one.
He went 2 of 3 from three-point range in yesterday's victory. 75-58 versus Anthony Fresh in Charlestown, who won the 7th place game earlier this afternoon. New Haven won the 5th place game that preceded this one. Good back and forth between these two. Clock is on your screen, Kokomo. I'm not sure they realize it. Nash nope. Didn't get it off in time because it never left his hands because Baker wipes it away. We'll take this quick timeout through 1 quarter of play. The visitors lead it by 1 as you're watching the Phil Cox Holiday Tournament right here on ISC.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
Back here, Memorial Gymnasium. This beauty has been here since 1949. What's been here even longer, our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo. They've been part of the fabric of Howard County and North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated both in the classroom and on the court. And our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo are providing even more basketball for you on the ISC Sports Network on Saturday, because Frankton and Elwood have combined to put together an 18-team tournament. Now, even we at ISC can't cover all of those games. However, we'll have the 3, quote, championship games from Frankton Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Jan Bozier joins me for that. I would have invited Pete Smith. He's going to be at Indiana Wesleyan for their doubleheader against Spring Arbor on Saturday.
Looking forward to that. Yes, thank you. Just a quick note here. You wonder how they're ahead? Well, they're only shooting 33.3%, that being Lawrence North, but they have 4 offensive rebounds, and they have 6 more shot attempts. So offensive rebounds is the key right now to the first quarter for LN to be ahead.
Back to the 2-3 by Lawrence North. And they're really hedging out on the shooter in Burks. In the low block, Josephat Kanyinda. He is 6'9" and a junior. A bit of a raw prospect. 1.5 and a rebound and a half a game. Miller commits the foul. And Kanyinda will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I like what they did there, Greg. They tried to get the ball inside right on the first possession of the second quarter. Definitely a set play because Nash had a shot look at it, hoping to get a little bit easier shot, but they did draw the foul. But Kokomo shooting 5 of 9 from the field and 2 of 4 from 3. It's just, can they get a defensive rebound and not let LN have second chance points?
Ganyinda makes 1 of 2. He had made 0 for 2 from the line. Coming into today's action, and second game of the day for both teams. If you won your first game yesterday, you only had to play 1 on day 1. You played 2 on day 2. Thomas trying to create some offense. Miller, the basket, cut and missed it.
I think he wanted to dunk it before he caught the original pass.
I think there may have been an ass. There might have been a backboard slap that time. He went for the block. Good job by Cunningham, who is in. So Trey's going to get some extra minutes. He's kind of the 8th man in an 8-man rotation for LN normally. Because of no Webster tonight, he is now number 7. Trey, a 6'1 junior. Didn't score in 7 points yesterday against Charlestown, or 7 minutes rather, against the Pirates. The step back 3 does not go. Ganyinda was going forward, and I think they will whistle him for a foul for his efforts.
Foul number 10, Joe Kaneda. His first team foul, number 1.
How old were you in 1989, Greg?
I would have been, 13 years ago, or 13 on this day, 36 years ago. How about that?
How old were you in 1989?
I would have been 13 because that was 36 years ago.
That was 36 years ago.
Yes.
These two teams met in the state championship in 1989. Lawrence
they
North
did.
and Kokomo.
Todd Leary and Eric Montross.
Oh, nice look. Good high-low feed.
Ganyinda gets it to go.
I think he'll get better during the year. It'll make them just a stronger team, and you can bring a 6'9" man off the bench. It's just his basketball experience is very limited right now, obviously.
Kokomo in front. Prather lets fire a 3 and misses. Prather had 6 points, made a couple of threes yesterday in the game against Charlestown. Kokomo the ball in a 2-point lead. The pull, the contested jump shot does not go.
It's really not his shot. He does much better with open threes.
Miller, the catch in traffic, and puts it up and in. Miller with 6.
Love how he runs the floor, just filled the block.
Trailer 3 by Hamill does not go. And again, Miller has always had a nose for the glass. Had a chance to talk to his dad, Derek, before the game.
Ooh.
Outstanding player at Warren Central. Miller misses.
I think his first shot was better than the one he took, actually. He was in the flow. We had the opportunity to watch him just grow as a basketball player over the years, and he's still got a lot to grow ceiling-wise. But, boy, fine young man.
You know, if we were able to call, say, 40 of Stink Robinson's games in high school, we're probably mid-30s for Brennan at this point because of how much we are lucky enough to see the Wildcats on a regular basis with our partnership with the Mick and Lawrence Township schools. And a timeout taken by Kokomo. Let's sneak in a timeout with them as well. 5:05 to play in the second quarter. We're tied at 15 here on the ISC Sports Network.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
Tonight's game presented in part by Galitko and Daly. Turn to experienced lawyers for help at Galitko and Daly PC. Our passionate goal is to bring the power of the law to meet the needs of the injured and those that have suffered medical harm. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com and IndyMalpractice.com. Thanks to Charlie Hammock, Dalton Cox, making sure our signal gets to you on this Tuesday evening.
Ooh.
Greg Rakestraw, Pete Smith, and yes, that is a steal.
It was a great fundamental play. He had the outside hand turn. Even though he wasn't really trying to steal it, he had it in the right spot.
Miller pulls from the elbow and left something to be desired on that one. Obviously, he's forcing it knowing that Webster's not in the game tonight. Carnes gets by Nash. That's not something I'm sure that Carnes had in his game a year ago, Pete.
Strictly a three-point shooter last year. No, that was a nice drive. Good crossover there. Had the baseline open.
Carnes, a senior, his second year in the LN program, played homeschool basketball for coming to Lawrence North last year. That should be a tie-up. That is correct, and the arrow points the other way. It has been a low turnover game. That's back-to-back now against Kokomo.
Yeah, been a pretty clean game. We're going to see Caleb Taflinger check in his first time, number 4. Cosley back in also for the Cats. And they'll stay in man-to-man defense. Sometimes when Taflinger comes in, he can really change the pace defensively.
5'9" senior.
Traps a lot after the first pass.
Miller in the lane. Again, left it short, but goes and gets it.
Ooh.
Got Kanyinda in the air, and Miller will shoot 2.
Good pump fake. Strong move.
Number 10,
Followed his own shot again. Rebounding, defensive rebounding has been the Cats' Achilles so far in this game.
Miller, 5 of 8 from the free throw line yesterday. Lawrence North rolled off victories against Crispus Attucks, Noblesville, Lawrence Central, Tech, New Albany, and Charlestown coming into this one. We had that LC game back on December the 10th. Of course, played in front of a capacity house at Lawrence Central High School. And with Pete Smith watching from home that night.
I was. I enjoyed the broadcast. Great game. Now they fall back into the matchup zone. 1-2-2 matchup, and Nash has an easy shot at the nail hole.
Yeah, good job to find the soft spot in that zone by Nash. The elbow jump shot makes it a 2-point LN lead.
I think Coach Schaus kind of liked the fact they went back to zone.
Carnes for 3, no. And good job by Nash to rebound down. And Nash just a sophomore. On the attack, Miller got a piece, didn't matter. Nash scored regardless, he's got 6.
If you're scouting this game for a school, Nash gets a defensive rebound. He won't give it up unless you really stop him, and I don't blame him. He scores more on transition baskets when he gets rebounds than any other time.
Thomas, the right idea, just did not think about the 6'9" player waiting in the wings. Hamill has yet to score. That is still a factual statement as Miller swats it away. Run out for Lawrence North. Carnes, the extra pass. And that is a clean block by Cosley. Back and forth with the block party. Really good ball game here in this third place game.
2 really good teams. Particularly Kokomo, I think, has a chance of really getting better. And obviously with Webster out for LN, it's a nice equalizer for the Cats in this one.
A mixture of zone and man. It's man this time down by Lawrence North. Nash over Miller, scored again.
See the potential in him. He hangs in the air so well. He's just going to get better and better. DJ Nash with 8 now.
Kokomo seesaws back in front. It's pretty much been a one-score game most of the way. Carnes by his defender, and again, if Carnes is doing that, LN's a better basketball team.
Yeah, he's added that to his repertoire. I don't know if it's because of the absence of Webster or not, but he's looking to drive more than we normally see here on the ISC.
Good find by Taflinger. Cosley's 3 is short. Thomas, good hands on the rebound.
Shot selection, Kokomo. Shot selection.
Blocking foul called on Taflinger.
But you can live with that. He stopped the ball. He got the ball stopped. Dead ball turnover, much better than a live turnover. That being a foul situation there, he stopped the layup probably. Most comes back in for the Cats.
And it's been a limited foul game so far, which is why we're already down to $1:42 left to go here in half number 1. South Bend Riley and Northridge await in our championship game this evening. You can also see in the Indianapolis area on MyNDTV 23. Miller with a mismatch going to work. High arcing jump shot. And again, probably didn't need to put that much arc on it.
Again, he's trying to do a little bit more than he normally does without his backcourt mate Cam Webster out there, and I'm sure he was challenged by his teammates today. And we have a timeout called by Kokomo again. Coach Drew Schaus just not liking how his team's getting lined up in offense.
A 30-second timeout. This 30-second timeout presented by Lawrence Township Schools. The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities, boasting a 95% graduation rate. Lawrence Township honors programs, career pathways, and dual credit opportunities prepare future leaders and workers. On the court and in the arts, state champion students excel, driven by ambition and community spirit. Enroll now in Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
21-21. Last 40 years, Lawrence North has won 9 out of 11 battles they played in this matchup, including last year, 61-54 back in 2013. I'm sorry, it was the last time they met. Not last year, excuse me. That's the last meeting was in 2013 between these two schools. Bet you the Wildcats win. What do you think?
Good call. Yeah, Cats with a K in the more traditional spelling.
Oh,
and Nash obviously wasn't looking for that one. On the take, Gilbert off the window. No, but Miller on the crash and got fouled on the putback attempt. An and one for Miller.
Excuse me, Greg. It was a late call, but it was a right call. DJ Nash just could not stop his momentum. There was no block out. Here we get a good look at it here. So watch Nash trailing on 13. Here he comes. And you see the leg of Miller go in between DJ's two legs. Obvious foul call there, just a little bit late, but a good one.
Miller, the only LM player to go to the line so far, and missed it, but got the rebound. Missed that one, though, as well. He has been successful tonight, has been on the glass. Man-to-man this time down by Lawrence North. Lawrence North has several fouls to give if they want to play that game. Nash, tough shot, but got bailed out by a foul as Gilbert got him on the arm.
Maybe it's why it looked a little bit ugly, but yeah, DJ Nash is very good at step back, fadeaway jumpers. I mean, to me, it's not a great shot, but DJ has practiced that shot a lot. I've seen it shoot it a lot in our years of covering the Cats at the same time as he knocks down the first. He's got 9 points now.
Nash into the day as a 55% free throw shooter.
I think in that situation, Greg, Coach Schaus was saying he called the 3-down type play and he wanted to get it to DJ. I think DJ thought he was supposed to shoot it no matter if he had a good shot or not.
Gilbert's the rebound and advances the ball down the floor. Takes the shot. No. I'm not sure if Channon didn't think there was as much time on the clock as there actually was, because there's still 2 seconds left to go in the half. I would imagine this is going to be for Miller in some form or fashion.
Back pick. Oh, he didn't pick him.
Baker's going to get a look and got it to go. Davis Baker with the 3 to give Lawrence North a 4-point lead at halftime. Like an LN, trying to make sure they don't go 0 for 2 for the day and playing without their senior point guard in Cameron Webster. Wildcats 26 of Lawrence North. Wildcats of Kokomo 22 as you're watching on ISC.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Welcome to Lawrence Township Schools, the district of destination, where students with diverse backgrounds, interests, talents, and goals belong to the LT school community without compromising individuality and uniqueness. Where rich programming for all ability levels and aspirations empowers everyone to reach their potential. Where life skills, cross-cultural collaboration, critical thinking, problem-solving, effective communication, and empathy are valued like test scores. We're achieving academic, personal best and developing into well-rounded future leaders defines excellence. Lawrence Township students are future ready, earning thousands of dual credits, career advancement opportunities, and participating in the Indiana College Corps in a one-to-one learning environment. A winning tradition in both athletics and performing arts. Champions live here. In Lawrence Township Schools, we celebrate equitable student outcomes and first-class educational facilities. Gain the LT advantage today. Learn more at ltschools.org.
Back inside the fabulous Memorial Gymnasium in Kokomo. It is Lawrence North 26 and Kokomo 22 in our third place game of the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament here in Kokomo. Tonight's game presented in part by the Ed Martin Automotive Group. When it comes to your next car, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. Find out more at edmartin.com, and Ed Martin is always proud to support the Lawrence North Wildcats. Alongside Pete Smith, Greg Rakestraw with you. Again, Cats with a C lead by 4. They're doing without their senior starting point guard Cameron Webster, who has missed both games tonight due to illness. Pete, your thoughts on what we saw in half number 1?
Just second chance points are just killing Kokomo. Kokomo is shooting 9 of 18 from the field, only 2 of 7 from 3. But Kokomo has an amazing 14 more shots taken because they have 9 offensive rebounds. Second chance points, LN 14, the Cats 2. So that's the difference in the ball game, is that the shot selection a little bit and the offensive rebounds. Kokomo's passed on a couple good shots, but they've taken a couple quick threes that I think Drew Schaus is going to talk to them about in the locker room.
You know, Brendan Miller is a rebound away from a double-double. He's got 10 points in 9 rebounds, but he's also 4 of 15 from the field. How do you want him to proceed if you're head coach Chris Giffen?
You know, this is a great opportunity, learning opportunity for him to be more aggressive on the offensive end. A couple of them were ill-advised. He shot an air ball, which I don't think I've ever seen Brendan shoot an air ball in a game. But at the same time, I like the fact he's looking to exert himself more, because as they play better teams, even with Cameron Webster back, he's got to become more of a scorer and not just an offensive rebounder.
By the way, DJ Nash is nearly in double-double territory as well. 9 points and 7 rebounds for the sophomore.
Yeah, really like his game. I think he needs to step up because his running mate Hamill has really had a rough game so far. Corbin has not scored. He had 28 in the game this morning in their loss.
We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, our first half highlights, Memorial Gymnasium. It is LN 26 and Kokomo 22 as you're watching the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Welcome to Lawrence Township Schools, the district of destination, where students with diverse backgrounds, interests, talents, and goals belong to the LT school community without compromising individuality and uniqueness. Where rich programming for all ability levels and aspirations empowers everyone to reach their potential. Where life skills, cross-cultural collaboration, critical thinking, problem-solving, effective communication, and empathy are valued like test scores. We're achieving academic, personal best, and developing into well-rounded future leaders defines excellence. Lawrence Township students are future ready, earning thousands of dual credits, career advancement opportunities, and participating in the Indiana College Corps in a one-to-one learning environment. A winning tradition in both athletics and performing arts. Champions live here. In Lawrence Township Schools, we celebrate equitable student outcomes and first-class educational facilities. Gain the LT advantage today. Learn more at ltschools.org.
Highlights about to roll from half number 1, 26-22 LN in front. Scoring, Lawrence North, Miller 10, Carnes 7, Baker 6, Gilbert 3, Thomas and Prather and Cunningham all played but did not score. Those are the 7 that will play tonight for Lawrence North without Cameron Webster. For Kokomo, Nash 9, Burks 8, 3 for Kaninda, 2 for Cosley, Hamill, Moose, Gack, and Taflinger all played but did not score, and the fact that Hamill hasn't scored is a story for Kokomo.
And actually, to be only 4 down with him not scoring is a positive as you go in. But couple ill-advised shots, I thought. Corbin took that I'm sure that they're going to address at halftime. When he can drive and get to the rim, he's an explosive leaper and jumper, and he's very quick.
Again, we've got one more game to play tonight. You can see that one on MyNDTV 23, even if neither team is anywhere close to the Indianapolis area. Two top 10 teams, South Bend Riley and Northridge. Again, 7:30 coverage start time on MyNDTV 23, plus online where you've been watching these games all week long. Coach, quick thoughts on our championship game.
Oh, I'm excited. You know, I'm from that area originally. I coached in that league. I coached in both of those leagues, Northern Lakes Conference and the Northern Indiana Conference. Should be a really, really great contest. I mean, two excellent coaches with really good teams, two star players. Hopefully the other one, the one from Riley, can go. With
that, we will take a quick timeout. We'll come back with third quarter action from Memorial Gymnasium. It is Lawrence North 26 and Kokomo 22 as you're watching on ISC.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
Welcome to Lawrence Township Schools, the district of destination, where students with diverse backgrounds, interests, talents, and goals belong to the LT school community without compromising individuality and uniqueness. Where rich programming for all ability levels and aspirations empowers everyone to reach their potential. Where life skills, cross-cultural collaboration, critical thinking, problem-solving, effective communication, and empathy are valued like test scores. We're achieving academic, personal best, and developing into well-rounded future leaders defines excellence. Lawrence Township students are future ready, earning thousands of dual credits, career advancement opportunities, and participating in the Indiana College Corps in a one-to-one learning environment. A winning tradition in both athletics and performing arts. Champions live here. In Lawrence Township Schools, we celebrate equitable student outcomes and first-class educational facilities. Gain the LT advantage today. Learn more at ltschools.org.
Welcome back. Greg Rakestraw and Pete Smith with you here on the ISC Sports Network. 26-22 is the score. Lawrence North leading Kokomo. Pete, we expect to see here early in quarter number 3.
Corbin Hamill to get started here. See if they can get a shot right off the bat here. They're going to set a screen for him on the right wing. Nothing there, but they got to get him in the flow because he's just such a good scorer for them. He is their first and or second scorer, depending if Nash is scoring. Burks has been a nice addition with a couple threes today, but they got to get him going.
Shot does not go for Cosley. And Ellen will run the floor on the drive. And good-looking shot there by Britton Thomas.
Wow, what a move he just made.
Thomas scores.
Great spin move without traveling. That's a tough shot. His first basket of the game. He had 7 in the semifinal game. Complete overload against this defense. And you can see Lawrence North is matching with him really well. They had the whole entire shift there, even though it is a zone. I like Nash at the top, but he's got to be seeking the ball a little bit more. Hamill misses another 0 for 5 now, Corbin Hamill. Good, oh.
Trailer 3 is good.
That's one of those good shot, better shot, best shot. I thought Miller had a nice look at the top, but he even got a better shot on the wing. Good feed there.
So 9-point lead by Lawrence North, and frankly, neither team had a lead anywhere close to that in quarter number 1. Shot does not go, but Hamill called for a foul, and again, Hamill's just trying to kind of find terra firma right now, Pete.
Yeah, he's just struggling so far. We saw him have a good second half against Carmel. I was hoping maybe he'd bounce back first couple minutes. He has not yet. Very talented player here as Gilbert will shoot a pair of free throws on the foul.
So Gilbert connects from the line.
Cosley's going to take a seat. He had kind of a wild shot inside there. And again, it's just a teaching moment for Coach Schaus. He's talking to him on the sideline about trying to use his body, protect his body, and use his body to protect the ball better.
So an 11-point lead.
Big possession.
And again, going into the week, you'd say if LN's beating Kokomo, you'd say, well, probably they frankly should, even on the road. But to do it without your point guard, the second game of the day, this would be a really good result for Lawrence North. And I think in any 8-team, 3-game tournament, you get to 2-1, you feel good about that.
No doubt. Face up. See, it just wasn't there. I know when there's no defense, that works out great, but there just wasn't there. He just forced that pass, and Duke Carnes makes him pay.
Carnes with the triple, and Chris Giffen fired up as well he should be. 10-0 run by Lawrence North, Pete, that took 2 minutes and 22 seconds to take place.
Yeah, real quick there. Real quick run. You know, Kokomo's had a 9-3 run during the game, but this is a big one right now. They had the last basket of the second quarter with a 3, and now they're coming down and just blowing this game out of proportion.
Want to thank a new sponsor on the ISC Sports Network. That is our friends at Blessed by the Game Sportswear. Blessed by the Game Sportswear provides custom team uniforms for schools, youth leagues, and travel sports organizations, as well as corporate apparel designed to elevate brand identity with a clean, polished, professional look. Reach out to Ken Beverly or Ron Rutland Jr. today for more information at 317-589-4764. So if you're Drew Schaus, now you're taking your third time out of the game. How do you change this quickly if you're Kokomo?
Oh, maybe pick it up defensively because LN's just getting all the good shots. But the problem is they can't score right now against this 1-2-2 matchup zone that Lawrence North is playing. It's been a good defensive a good defensive game plan by Coach Giffen right now because they just, particularly without Cameron Webster, who puts such good ball pressure on you, they can't match that with Cam being out. So the next best thing has been this 1-2-2. And again, the alignment on it is the big key. Where can they get the ball and get an open shot? Just because they run a skeleton against no defense doesn't mean you throw it because you think it should be there.
1-3-1 is the look. We saw some zone by Lawrence North, and that bucket will go. First time we saw a 1-3-1, and Kokomo handled it with no problem.
Yeah, they mixed up the zone there. Most did a really good job of driving the paint and getting to the basket. The senior leadership there, his first basket of the day, did not score in the semifinal game earlier today.
Austin, 6 points and 4 rebounds a game.
Okay, that makes the timeout worth it because they got off the schneid, so to speak, and got that 13-0 run stopped. Okay, picking up defense, but I like how Corbin Hamill's putting ball pressure on. He can do that really well, as long as he doesn't gamble.
And frankly, you're going to want to crank up the pressure, A, because you're down, but again, as we have said numerous times, as Gilbert sticks the 3, it's a team without a point guard right now.
Well, and that was the big difference today when South Bend Riley really put the heat on LN. They just could not, particularly in that second quarter when they just stretched it out, as you referred to earlier. They just could not get the ball in the offense, even get the ball in attack areas to score for a while. Overload again, and that's a terrible place to throw it in a 1-3-1 because that's a natural trap position.
And again, you've got guys going to trap that are 6'7" and 6'5" there, Pete.
Great length, exactly, Greg. Great length there.
So Gilbert commits the foul.
I understand the overload, but the dead corner, that spot is a terrible place to throw it against a 1-3-1. Almost like a 1-2-2, but it moves into a 1-3-1, Greg, at times. High, low, high, low, high, low. Here's the high. That's better. That's better. I like that choice by DJ. The last couple of times DJ Nash has had it, he's tried to make the extra pass. That time he stepped up and made the shot. Good choice. There was the high-low. Miller stayed low that time to guard the big kid down there. I always have Joe. Let's just call him Joe. Kanyindia.
Well, since Terry Downham, the public address voice, the Wildcats went with Joe, I think you're safe to go with Joe as well.
Hey, Joe.
Nash, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and almost a pocket pick by Eravon Burks.
That's where they need to probably start gambling a little bit when they have a chance to get a loose ball like that, because LN's in a comfort zone. They're shooting well, though the fadeaway shot was a tough one to make. Falling back zone.
The runner does not go, and Gilbert, good job to hustle over to the spot and get the loose ball.
Good choice. Didn't try to force it and throw the ball down the floor. Just get possession of the basketball for your team. Got a 12-point lead.
13-5 is what LN has outscored Kokomo by. Runner by Carnes is not good, but a good look. And look over at the LN bench, and Chris Giffens applauding the shot. Good chance to catch with Chris before the game. Of course, longtime girls coach at LN before taking the boys' job.
State champion girls coach.
Back in 2020 against a team from Howard County, beating Northwestern in a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Nash for 3, no.
Good hustle play. Let's see if that can change it, get the Cats fired up a little bit. Nice to see the guys get off the bench, get fired up in a moment like that. Shannon Gilbert's going to take a little bit of a break. He's had a really good third quarter. Slow developing out of bounds play, but did get it in there.
Runner is good.
Burks.
Burks with 10. He and Nash both in double figures.
Again, Hamill with good ball pressure.
And if your shot's not going, do other things to help your team.
Oh, long entry pass. That's what they struggled with today against Riley. Trying to make entry passes about 14 feet.
Carnes for 3. Miller with inside position. Prather in there for the first time this half. Good take by Carnes. Even better reverse layup.
He used the rim to protect the block shot. Nice job by Carnes.
And obviously he's a really good three-point shooter.
Right. You got to run him
I
off
love the
line.
fact that he is not relying on just being a three-point shooter.
See, again, I'd rather see DJ just turn and shoot that ball, and I think Coach Schaus would be too, just because it's not there. It's just not there right now. Coach Derek Miller, Brendan Miller just drops back onto that block, and Nash has that open shot if he just take it.
Cunningham will check back in.
Good quarter by Duke Carnes. Good game so far, as he's going to get a breather maybe for the last 2 minutes here of the quarter. Probably check in at the start.
Shot does not go. And the rebound pulled down by Miller.
One and done. The Cats are not getting any offensive rebounds.
Miller is fouled.
Like that time. I think he thought about maybe just going up and shooting it over him, but that time he went under the armpit and was able to draw the foul if he didn't make the layup.
So Miller, 2 of 3 from the line. And part of this run by LN, also of note that Miller hadn't scored during that run.
Cosley checks back in for Hamill.
He's now got 11.
Yep. Also in Daniel Gax coming back in, the 6'5 junior.
Makes them both. So Miller 12, Carnes 12, Gilbert 8. They have shared the wealth, have Lawrence North, and it's a 14-point lead. This is Kokomo's last chance to play the big school competition from Indianapolis. They will play Indy Met coming up here in late January.
Back to him. Yeah, just kind of stationary in that zone offense. They can get Burke open for a shot. We know he can make an open three pretty well. but this completely stops any penetration Kokomo could do, and a steal.
Cunningham. Shot was blocked. And then they're going to get Miller for a foul, going for the loose ball. This will be his second. Good hustle back by Cosley. I think Chris Giffen thinks there was a foul involved there, but
either a foul or a goaltend, one or the other, because he did shake the backboard when he hit the backboard on the shot.
Chris Fuller having a civil conversation with Chris about it. Again, this is a crew that works a lot of games in the Indianapolis area, so everybody knows everybody here. If you're the ball doesn't lie category, LN gets an immediate turnover. Miller did get the foul that time from Cosley. And Miller will go back to the free throw line.
I think he's trying to make a statement there, Greg. Goes up and tries to dunk it. Impeded a little bit on the jump by Cosley's body, so he didn't get fully up to dunk it. Love the attempt, though. You got a 14-point lead. And you draw free throws. That's pretty good. Six out of 7 at the line now for Brendan Miller.
Miller with 14. All of his points this half have come from the line. It was a 4-point lead at halftime, is now up to 16. 1-3-1 here by Lawrence North.
Talking real well, too. And it causes just another turnover. LN is talking. Now you probably can't hear it on her. We've got mics around the court, but they're talking really well, making sure every area is covered on the pass. And again, Kokomo not moving as well probably as they needed to or should. Just cannot get anything going against that zone. 27 seconds. Normally you would say they would hold it without their point guard being in action. Can they do it that long? Yep, they're still going to try to. They'll try to wind it down for the last shot, I would think, unless they get a layup.
Prather. Well, the right play, just Prather tried to make a move before he had the ball in his hands.
Yes, good call there. That's what happened.
LN, no fouls to give here. Nash, Tafflinger, in time, but a little bit short. To the fourth quarter we go. Lawrence North now leads it by 16. As you are watching the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament on the ISC Sports Network.
Hey, it's Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And each and every week in podcast form, video form from the ISC Sports Network, we do Query and Schultz, brought to you by Bailey & Wood, the fine folks south side of Indianapolis, but serving all of central Indiana for the best mortgage rates.
And, of course, we record right here at Chili Water Brewing Tap Room and our friends at Hoagies and Hops, 42nd and Boulevard, right here in Indianapolis. We're talking Colts, we're talking Pacers, we're talking Hoosiers, we're talking Boilers, and we're hanging with you.
We talk the tall and the short of it, right, is what we do.
Yeah, whatever, man. Every Tuesday night, 7:30, right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Welcome back on the ISC Sports Network. Greg Rakestraw and Pete Smith with you. Our score at the break is 45-29. Lawrence North leading Kokomo. Now, we strive for excellence on the broadcast. We strive for accuracy on the broadcast, which is why we prepare as much as we do from a stat, story, byline standpoint. But I got something wrong. In the story of Drew Schaus and his family moving closer to where his wife is from in Rochester, either somebody had told me incorrectly or simply the synapses in my brain created something that wasn't accurate. When I said that Drew and his wife are expecting, his wife comes up to us halftime and said, hey, I've been getting some text messages. Just so you know, that's not the case. And that is something you want to make sure you are 1,000% right on. So, to Drew and his wife, I sincerely apologize and did not mean to set your phone ablaze for no good reason. So, to the Schauses, I am very sorry. Back to the game. 45-29. Lawrence North leads it by 16.
Duke Carnes, as I expected, starts the fourth quarter and makes a turnover on the entry pass. Tafflinger all the way to the block, gets cut off. Good job, though, LN getting back on defense, stopped a transition basket, and that's really part of Kokomo's game plan. They have not had transition baskets.
Miller shoots the gap, but sent Dean Hockney's drink a-flying. Luckily, he's all right. Want to thank Dean Hockney, SID, Transportation Department here at Kokomo High School.
As good as they come, he and his team. He's got a well-oiled team when it comes to how to run tournaments and how to run game situations and statistics. Does a great job. What a great video board he has, too.
Nick Sale, the AD here at Kokomo. Terry Down, the longtime SID these days, the public address voice. Always great to see those faces when we're here at Kokomo. I think this is our 4th consecutive year of doing this event on the ISC Sports Network. Maybe it's 5 at this point. The years are starting to blur together, partner. I know Kokomo has won this the last 2 years. Clearly that won't be the case this year. Taflinger draws contact. Fouling, it's Duke Carnes. And Caleb Taflinger will shoot 2.
Team foul number 1.
Caleb Taflinger, outstanding tennis player, headed to Taylor University next year to play. You and I both were tennis players in our days, and you still played, Greg, I know.
In fact, played this afternoon. Not very well, but played this afternoon on my way here.
Well, nothing more like playing tennis on your birthday. Happy birthday, Greg.
Thank you.
You mentioned how old you were, and I was talking about when these two teams played in the 1990 or 1989 state championship. What a great way to spend your birthday.
There are worse places.
Oh, absolutely. Like an airport, maybe. Trying to fly somewhere.
I've done that, yeah. Last year's it's been the Newcastle Fieldhouse because of the Hall of Fame Classic's been around that time.
I got to be with you one year on your birthday there also, I remember. 1-2-2 offense, just running some motion now. LN will be patient, I would think. Again, you think about Webster starting the offense here, so this is a good experience for them to play well without Cam tonight, and they played a really good first 3 quarters.
Miller powering through and draws the contact. Taflinger commits the foul.
If Kokomo's going to make a move here, Greg, they need to do it pretty fast. It's going to start at the defensive end because offensively they're just not creating anything against the half-court Lawrence North defense.
Well, again, this is a step up in competition. They played Carmel 2 weeks ago. Miller for 3, and
boy,
he did that a lot as a freshman and sophomore. He has not taken those shots as much over the last couple of years.
Well, he had Kai McGrew in there.
Correct.
He had another big man to play post. He had that Thomas boy, too. So he had a couple fellow post players this year. He's the tallest player and strongest player by far LN has this year. Back pick. Oh, he had him. Miller had a great back pick. Could not get the ball to Darian Prather. He was open for a layup. I like LN's patience, though, as long as they stay aggressively patient. Seems like an oxymoron, but, I mean, you still look to score, but you sure don't force things right now. The last shot Miller took was because he had a mismatch size-wise with Taflinger guarding him. Curl cut.
I think if you're LN, you can be deliberate here, especially when you get that look out of it. An emphatic first field goal of the half for Brennan Miller.
He's been trying to get that, you know. We had a game earlier this year. He missed a dunk against Noblesville, but he tried it at least. You got to give him courage on that, and they were leading anyway, so just knock her down.
Hamill, been a rough night for Corbin. Had a big game in the morning game.
28, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists in the morning.
Northridge winner, the back cut by Carnes. Score it.
Boy, that's a headsy play. Duke Carnes gave his teammate, his senior teammate Miller, a little nod like, okay, he's overplaying me. Nash went for the little jab step, wide open on the back door.
Well, kicked by Baker. And this is a pretty good growth experience here for Lawrence North. And again, it's not a long-time injury. Their hope is they get Webster back on Friday.
Oh, he got sick on the bus ride home is what the assistant coaches, Coach Etherington, Coach Goodward's telling me. Just wasn't feeling good when he got back off the bus after yesterday's win and couldn't make the trip today. Oh, good look inside. Now, can Gak do something with it? Nope. That's just the basketball experience and never got out of the lane. You know, Those are the two international players. When I say that, if you don't know, Kokomo High School has an international program for students.
Which is part of the reason why Flory Badunga was here at Kokomo High School.
Right, and please don't, it's not recruiting, it's just that's what they offer at this high school. So they get kids from all over. Basketball experience-wise, they've not played. And they're really good, solid kids. I've been to their practice, and they just need to learn how to play more, and then they'll get a little bit better with the athleticism they have. It's not like an Indiana kid growing up watching the state tournament every year and right away just playing basketball in elementary school or even before.
On the drive, and late whistle, but Miller swats down, gets called for the foul. I've got that as his third. And Daniel Gack will go to the free throw line and shoot two. And these are his third and fourth games of the season today. In other words, he started playing in the winning against Lebanon last week. And this I miss. Kokomo likely heading to 6-3 and a fourth place finish here in the Phil Cox tournament. Again, Northridge and South Bend Riley, our championship game that will start a little after 7:30.
Oh, good play for Carnes. Teflinger did a good job reading it, but he can't stop the drive.
Nash takes off and give it to him.
That's why I like his potential. He has a really good handle. He's more of a point forward, Greg, and if he gets the defensive rebound, he can take it coast to coast, and he has the ability to hang in the air. He just has great body control. And again, only a sophomore. Ervon Burks checks back in for Kokomo, and again, just a tough night for the very good senior Corbin Hamill. Just had a rough night tonight after having 28 in a great game in the semifinal game.
You know, this is a year where there seemingly are some spots available on the Indiana All-Star team. Hamill is one of those kids that could be competing for one of those spots.
There's someone else right there.
Yeah, again, I'd kind of put Miller on the team. Even though he missed that one. Not in his night from a shooting perspective. He's done a lot of other little things well. It is in double-double territory as Miller. And that's a good-looking jump shot for Burks. Burks with a dozen. And a timeout taken by Lawrence North. It is a full timeout, and we will take it with him. 3:22 to play in this one. Lawrence North the ball in a 15-point lead. We're back in a moment on ISC.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
Tonight's game presented in part by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is part of the fabric of Howard County in north central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated both in the classroom and on the court. What is the teaching moment of this game if you're Drew Schaus?
Well, I think the intensity level, they can see how intense LN has played both at offensively and at defensively, what they have done, just from the standpoint of they're in their grill all the time. Nothing's come easy for Kokomo. I think they can learn how to maybe attack a zone better after seeing such a good moving zone that LN, possessed in this game. Those are the teaching points. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I mean, you're heading into the new year with only 2 losses. So, actually 3 losses, 2 today and 1. But only 3 losses and your conference season's getting ready. You don't want to kill them, but you also want to make sure that they, feel the pain of losing this. You want to defend your home court. As you said, they've won the last 2 years. This year is not going to be the case, though. I love that. I love that. They continued to make good passes, Greg, and yet when they saw the driving lane, you still take the driving lane and the 2 points. It's not like they're in a four-corner offense.
It's the team that shares the ball exceedingly well, this Lawrence North squad. And we talked about defensively there might be concerns. Offensively, not so much. They're averaging 75 points a game. Burks lines it up. Got fouled.
Well, he's got that kind of range. You still don't want to foul him?
No.
But he's got that kind of range.
Burks made his first 2 in the first half from a three-point standpoint. Now we'll get 3 free throws.
We saw him make 5 against Carmel in the Eric Clark Activity Center on the Bill Shepard court. Another tournament going on that you covered yesterday, isn't there?
That'll be the Paul Logan Invitational. Carmel won a pair of games in that one. They're now 7-0. Pike yesterday dispatched of Lake Central. North Central beat Park Tudor. Carmel a winner over Lake Central earlier today. That game, that tournament there, and they start an hour before we do here. So their last game is being played right now, featuring Hamilton Southeastern Decatur Central on the girls' side.
2 out of 3 for Burks. Come with a little bit of full court pressure, just a man. I don't know if they'll run and jump across the 10-second line, but it doesn't quite look like it. Nope.
LN will play Marion and Jeffersonville this weekend. As the Wildcats turn over. That's almost the first time the entire game where you go, okay, that's where you've missed your point guard, is right there.
Yep, out front. They made a silly turnover in the baseline earlier in the half, but that was not because of lack of leadership at a point guard spot. That time just unforced silly error there.
Line it up and would not go. Kanyinda the rebound. And then he maybe was making the effort to save it when he didn't need to. Out of bounds to Lawrence North.
Not sure he did either.
Riley getting ready for the next game.
Boy, it's going to be a good one.
Gilbert throws it down. The sophomore. Spent last year at Warren Central. 17-point lead for LN. It was a 4-point game at halftime. But LN raced out to a quick lead early in the third quarter. Have not been seriously threatened since. Full timeout taken by Kokomo. Tonight's game presented by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Been part of the fabric of Howard County and North Central Indiana since 1907. Coca-Cola of Kokomo is proud to keep the Wildcats hydrated, both in the classroom and on the court.
Having a little experience here in Howard County, the Severn family and Coca-Cola has just been great for Kokomo and the entire county. Glad to have them as a sponsor on ISC here. As you take a look at Coach Schaus, he's assisted by LeBradford Seabury, whose son
Pretty
Brad.
good. I was going to say, yep.
Brad was on that some really good Kokomo teams. Daniel Carrico also, Reverend Michael Carson. Reverend Carson's been with him for a long time. He's got his back to us there, I think. Can't quite see him in the picture. Kelvin Vasquez is their JV coach, and Dale Ray Washington coaches their freshman team. So first-year staff putting it all together. You know, speaking as a head coach that has been at a few jobs when I was in my coaching days, you know, you try to blend the staff together, and they're in a learning process also. New coach, John Peckinpah, coached a much different style than Drew Schaus. Both of them successful, but you've got to get used to what your head coach wants you to do, and they're in the same process right now as their team, just trying to figure out how to play together and what to do to score and camaraderie and things like that.
John took the opportunity to go back to the college game this year. Of course, his wife is still the girls coach here at Kokomo High School. So believe me, Coach Peck is still invested in what happens here at Kokomo. His IU-Indy team lost last night at Cleveland State. He's one of the top assistants for Ben Howlett. And again, Miller, one of the most experienced players on the floor, is going to hang on to the basketball, especially when he's being guarded by the opposite 5. He's the voice of reason of the group that's on the floor. Carnes is a senior, second year in the program. Miller's seen varsity experience for 4 years.
Good talk there. Double team was coming. His teammate yelled for the ball.
Just got rid of that in time. Walk the tightrope. And Miller resets. This is really well done by Lawrence North.
Yeah, they don't need to score anymore. I mean, they would take a layup again.
We're going to get Miller for an offensive foul.
Foul number 3.
Said he hooked him.
His fourth foul.
Team foul number 5.
Barring something miraculous, LN will run their record to 7-1. Kokomo will fall to 6-3. Tafflinger fires and connects.
He had a 3 earlier in the day, too. Those were his second and third three-point goals on the year for Caleb.
It's 53-42. LN's lead is 11.
A full timeout.
Kokomo takes their 5th and final timeout. And a reminder that we'll be starting somewhere in the vicinity of 7:35, 7:40 as far as our championship game featuring Northridge and South Bend Riley. You can see that game as well on My Indy TV 23.
Looking inside the Lawrence North huddle. What a veteran staff Chris Giffen has put together. Brandon Sorrell and Jared Good, both former head coaches. Jim Etherington also on the bench. Omar Cooper Sr., you may know that name. Not sure, is Omar on the bench tonight? Did you see him down there?
He has a reason not to be here.
Yeah.
Might be in Pasadena, as seemingly half of my Facebook feed is.
Yeah, and he's got Rich Thomas as their JV coach. So now that's the staff that's been together a long time. When Coach Jack Kiefer retired, the staff pretty much stayed in place.
And then Chris had been his assistant.
Right.
Before taking over the girls program.
For 10 years he was in the program.
And the guys that taught Coach Giffen, Steve Woody and Jack Kiefer, you're going to do all right.
Well, and he was a manager for a guy named Robert Montgomery
that too, yes.
At IU.
Yeah.
So your basketball pedigree of where you've learned from is pretty darn good.
Foul number 10, Joe Caninda.
So Caninda commits the foul. Just the second foul by Kokomo. And Coach House is playing this one out, as is his right to do. And again, teaching moment for his team.
He's got so many new faces this year. And he's a new face to them, too.
Carnes, kind of avoiding the landmines. Poked away, but it did go to Thomas briefly. Nash could not track it down. It's been a pretty limited turnover game. I've got LN with 5. I've got Kokomo now with 11.
Yeah, not too bad, actually. You're right, not too bad. Been some pretty good pressure defense applied on him.
Frankly, all the Carnes just does is gets the ball in the front court, and this game is over, and that is exactly what will happen. Final score, Lawrence North 53 and Kokomo 42. We have one piece of post-game hardware to hand out. It is our big dog of the game, brought to us by LD Smith Plumbing. LD Smith Plumbing is the big dog of sewers and drains at LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. We know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to tonight's big dog for leading the charge for his team to victory. Coach, who is your big dog of the game for Lawrence North?
Well, I believe Brendan Miller should be the big dog. I tell you, Duke Carnes had a super night too, but Brendan Miller did it at both ends with a double-double tonight. Just love how he took leadership tonight with his teammate Cameron Webster not here. He took a lot of good shots. He missed a few, but he asserted himself offensively and really tried to be that player. So Brendan Miller is my big dog player of the game, as we see him putting the exclamation point, ooh, 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 as a big dog there with that dunk.
Again, a double-double tonight for Miller. He finished with 16 points, 12 rebounds, not to mention 5 assists as well.
Wow.
For our big dog of the game. Let's thank our sponsors that made tonight's game possible. Our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Proud to keep the Cats hydrated both on the court and in the classroom. By the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Galitko and Daly, we go to work when you can't. Find out more at IndianaWorkers.com. By Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org. And by LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing. We will step aside. This broadcast will come to now. We'll get you ready for our finale featuring Northridge and South Bend Riley. Thank you so much for joining us for the Phil Cox Memorial Holiday Tournament right here on ISC.